Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So it's finally here, the post we've been waiting 2 weeks for. We have achieved what was set out and we have hit 125,000 votes to remove Treasure Hunter, and Jagex have come massive with this as well. So we are going to start with a new era beginning. Treasure Hunter is officially leaving RuneScape for good on January the 19th, 2026. So only 2 months away, the removal of Treasure Hunter will happen. And also with that, the removal of 225 items directly related to skilling, which will stop coming through to the game. Now, this has 2 posts. You have the post on the homepage, which we're going to walk through and is very long and in-depth, or the video on the YouTube channel, which again is about 13 minutes just to cover everything as well. Mod North as well, leading it from the charge and again presenting this in a very good way, along with all the J mods who sort of delve in a bit more on the content sort of stuff, which I didn't think we'd do as much on this one. But we're going to run through all the little bits of the post, and I'll just start by saying now it looks incredibly positive. And just from watching the video, it is quite evident that this is done for the long-term health, the long-term enjoyment of the players, and also to build the player base as well. It seems that the direction they're going into is going to be to give RuneScape 3 a much longer lifespan, much enjoyable, less grindy player feel, and hopefully to increase the amount of plays which they're gaining in terms of the player base. Now, what I want you guys to do is to drop in the comments your thoughts for this post. How do you feel? Do you feel this is what we needed? And is this the response which we should have got from the results? Me personally, I think this is probably one of the best cases we could have asked for. Something to turn around this quickly. I was expecting this to be like 6 months to a year until we actually saw something actually happen. But to have a 2-month turnaround and to hear the kind of things they're mentioning content, they're mentioning skill maps, they're mentioning the integrity roadmaps, the main content roadmap. We had to fight last year for a content roadmap, and we're getting it January 19th, along with the integrity stuff and the removal of Treasure Hunter. So pretty big start to the video. So like I said before, we achieved 125,000 votes. 225 direct XP and skilling items are removed from sale, and Treasure Hunter is gone for good. Capitals and underlined, so you know they're sticking to it. January 19th, 2026. January 19th will mark what they're going to call a new era for RuneScape, and this is going to be where they're going to kind of turn back to what made RuneScape great. High quality updates, high quality gameplay, and content which the player base wants. Now, one of the first posts which one of the mods went through was highlighting as well, while it's nice to get brand new, fresh, shiny things and new content and new places to go, there's a lot of problems which remain in the game which haven't really been tackled or fixed over the years, which they want to pull back and have a look at. And these are going to be things like how the characters look, daily scape, combat issues, UI interfaces, all these problems which have kind of held RS3 back, they're going to go and tackle. And I think the best thing which has made this visible to people is to see how much people enjoy the UI, the interface of old school RuneScape. Old school RuneScape is thriving right now. And it's because it's an easier game to play. It's an easier game to play. The combat mechanics are easier. People can get onto it easier and understand it. Whereas that's what's limited RuneScape 3. We'll talk about that in a little while. Let's get cracking through this news post because it's a hefty news post. I won't lie. I'll put the link both for the video and the news post in the description if you want to go and check them out. I highly recommend. Watch the video, read the post. You can understand everything here. And I'll pick out some stuff. There might be a few questions which we skip, but for the most part, we're going to try and make sure that we nail every single question. So we've got the integrity roadmap, which is going to go through the biggest friction points. This is more about tackling the problems we already know, which is there. User interface, for as long as I can remember now, people have gone on about the user interface, which for RS3, it can be just a bit too clunky. It needs to be streamlined. It needs to be more first-time player friendly. I've seen so many people wanting to give RuneScape 3 a try, and what they struggle most with is the user interface. They can't get their head around it, which then means that they get frustrated and then they sort of stop playing because the user interface is horrible. So to have that and to have some time dedicated to the user interface, very much looking forward to this. This could be ninja fixes, this could be a game jam, this could be something, even if it takes all year, if it can get sorted properly, this would be massive for the game. Skilling balance. So from the experiments, the understood that Treasure Hunter microtransactions items were mainly in demand because of how annoying certain skilling items were, and the pacing of certain skilling activities being a bit slow. So they're going to look at the skilling balance, the XP, the AFK-ness, and look at rehashing the skills as well, which I think is nice. I mean, the 110, 120 sort of skills was a way to do this, was to go back and just sort of iron all the cogs out. maybe that just means it's going to be a bigger bit of a push and just see how we go from there. In Dailyscape as well, we all know it, we all feel it, the push to having to do certain things during the day, and just because it's the best XP, just because it's the most efficient thing to do, and Dailyscape really does become a grind. So they're going to focus on the Dailyscape, see which things they can sort of amend and change, and just make it so you can just play RuneScape for fun or just to do what you want rather than it just be a checklist. Real big fan of that. I don't do Dailyscape because it becomes one of those things where for an hour of a day, I'm a slave to just running around and doing certain stuff because it is the best XP. It is the best way to go and get certain things, but it's just not the kind of gameplay I want to play. Now, combat. We must now be in 10 years worth of combat with EOC, maybe even more actually, maybe I'm getting old. But we're still not fixed. We're still not at a point where it's smooth and 1% of the player base can actually do it and use it properly, and Necromancy as well, still not balanced. All these mechanic issues, all these adrenaline threshold abilities, the fact that they're going to go and focus in and dial in on combat, if we can tackle the UI in combat, this game truly has a chance because the graphics, the visuals, the content, there is so much in RuneScape 3. Once you get the combat balanced and smoother and easier for people to understand, and the user interface, we will fly. And I'm excited with this post. I'm excited what they've done with it. There is going to be a chance that this game could go for the next 10, 15 years. And we could all still be doing like series and money making methods in those sort of years. But the fact we've got a chance with these sort of updates is a really big thing. So visual identity, there's graphic stuff. We all know there's parts of the game which haven't been changed in like 15 years. So the fact we're going to sort of like go and have a look at that, update that. They've been doing it quite a good job actually this year anyway. So to know that that's going to continue is very good. Visual identity, your character. Now, this is something else I've heard for years. Since the model changed in like to RS3, it might have been RS2, I can't remember. But since the last change of the model, nothing's really been done. You've seen the amount of times there's been items missing on your character, or a certain armor will cut off, or the fact it's so clunky and not anywhere near where game should be at this current age. RS3 hasn't really changed since it changed to RS3. Like, it's still the same model and it's still so clunky. Clunky is the best word I can describe it. So a player avatar refresh is on the roadmap for next year. All the promises they've made for this, they're now going to go and do, and they're going to go and push for it as well. And then tackling clutter as well. A lot of things they're going to move. They're going to move the creator and Lumbridge. They're going to start players back in Lumbridge as well, which again, like, these things are bringing it back and just cleaning stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff around the game which have been in a certain area or a certain way for so long, and it's nice to see that they're going back and just trying to clean stuff up. So the new era again, starting in style, RuneScape ahead, January 19th. They'll pull the game offline to deploy microtransaction changes and remove Treasure Hunter, and they'll premiere a video outlining all of the content and the full integrity roadmap plan. So Jan 19th will be a massive update of content on the channel. We'll be talking through all the posts and stuff. Some roadmaps going to be really, really nice. So all keys will need to be used by January 2026. Here is a full list of items which are going to be removed from the sale. Again, go and have a look because again, these are items which won't be available again. So the Death Touch darts are there. So whether they're still available from merchants, I don't know, but you won't be able to get them from the Treasure Hunter. Again, we've talked through them all. Again, it's just go and check them out. Lucky items, divine locations, you have all the proteins, all the masks, all the portables. A lot of items are going to be removed from the game. After the grace period, they've got all these items which they're looking to remove. So they're looking to remove the wildcards as well, which I'm interested in that. Didn't think they'd be doing that. Again, all the portables and stuff. We've talked about all of these quite a lot. So yeah, if you want to go and check them out, post is in the description. Go and check it out. So some changes they're going to do are going to start next week. So on Monday, November 17th, they're going to return the iconic Lumbridge castle walls. And again, this is because of the world events. Lumbridge is going to have his actual castle walls back around. They're going to remove the Lumbridge crater and restore the area to its original identity. The relocation of Shattered Worlds. The removal of the Nexus. An updated Lumbridge sage who offers more guidance and helps players, which again is very, very nice. They say it's a small step, but for me, it gives that nostalgia feel. It's going to help people out. It's going to be really, really good. So the highlight of it is the future of a growing community. Again, this really pushes to get people back into the game and also newer players as well. By making the entry easier, by making the gameplay easier for people to understand, I really hope this means that RuneScape 3 is going to push and go for a big period of growth over the future. So calendars need to be marked. January 19th is when it's going to happen. Again, up until then, we'll be here with all videos regarding building your accounts up, all the other stuff, and then January 19th will be here for a big push. Now we've got a big chunk of frequently asked questions, which I'm not going to cover because already the video is very long, but I'll just go through a couple of the big ones. So for your premium membership, treasure hunt keys will not be offered as part of your membership after January 12th. If you have a current premium membership purchased before November 12th, 2025, which runs beyond January 12th, you'll be reimbursed a key for every day past that, which I think they kind of caught in the promise of that's what we tried to sell you. Although it's not great, it's nothing. I think it's something they couldn't really get out of. So yeah, we're still going to have promotions up until Jan 19th. So imagine that's going to be absolutely hammered out. And again, as you can see, we've got plenty of questions. Go and give them a read because there's quite a lot to them as well. And I think it'd be quite good to understand it. A lot of these questions are from last week's post as well. So nothing too much in terms of nothing brand new really to pick out. But that is going to be the end of this video. This is going to be the end of the post. Again, please go and check out the video. Go and read the post in detail. This is a massive move in terms of where we're going and where we're going for the future as well. And you've got to give Jagex some praise. Mod North seems to know what he's doing. He's really pushing for things like this, and I think it's really going to be something to look at on Jan 19th to see where we go forward. But this is promising. This is the best we've been given in terms of a chance for a long time. I really think they're going to focus on player base and growing the game and moving from there. But let me know in the comments what you guys think below. I am really happy. Again, it's going to be 2 months to wait until we can really action it and see what content we're getting going forward. But it looks as promising as it ever has as well. But big shout out to the team at Jagex for doing this, for pushing this. And let's see what we can do from it. But let me know your comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think's happening. Let me know what you think. Are you happy with it? Are you positive with it? What we're going to do going forward? Do you think this is the right move? I know there's some people in the previous video didn't think this was the right thing going forward, but this is pretty massive. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.